Hello everyone and welcome to Gaming FTL. My name is Josh and this is Opoid, an exploration and colour changing game where you get to explore these voids of colour filled with items, and I don't know if it means anything. I've not actually played much of it beyond just kind of figuring out if it works, but this guy with the hole in his head seems to be the Opoid. I mean, because I'm saying that because of the shape of the diamond in his chest and the hole in his head kind of looks like the title screen or the title logo, whatever, that thing. And it's a very odd game. There are unusual items kind of organized and stacked into places. Oh, and most of them are deadly. So let's try not to get ourselves killed too often. But it's strange that this place has repeating elements, and I'm not entirely sure what to make of it. There's a tree with its roots out of the ground. That's supposed to be a lamp. Maybe we should go down the street, because unlike identical trees, lamps normally do come in this configuration, you know, down a street with the TV at the end, obviously. TV, street lamps. Maybe it's... No, I don't know. There's something floating behind the TV though. Looks like arrows coming out of a circle. Or a flower design? Possibly. But the significance of these items isn't readily apparent. And it appears that I think this is how we unlock new places. Yes, here we go. I really like the colour choices in this. The pink and cyan, I really like this. However, I'm still at a loss as to exactly what all of these shapes. Is that the space needle? The San Francisco space needle? I mean, I don't think this is supposed to be a real place. As in, it's not representational. It's abstract. Whoa, almost got lifted up into the sky there. Interesting music. I don't know what the significance of these items are. The colours are cool, and having a kind of flat, no lighting effect makes it very easy to just... If you took a single frame of this, it would look lovely. Like, you could probably frame this, put it on your wall, it would look lovely. And these seem to be the most important parts that you gather, and then they unlock more areas. But these symbols, like the weird petal thing, and what's that, a spade? A very basic spade. That seems to be even more abstract than the actual, you know, real life items floating through space. And this place is full of machinery. It's kind of like Frogger, but with trains and boats and machine guns. Cool. Imagine a Frogger HD, like kind of like Crossy Road, but with machine guns and grenades. Call of Crossy Road. That would definitely sell a lot of microtransactions. Anyway, so we've crossed these streams of what I can only assume are I don't even know how to describe it. Because I'm kind of thinking that the game has organized some things. Because if you don't know what an opoid is, it's a drug. I don't know if this is supposed to be a drug trip. It doesn't feel particularly trippy, but in some ways it definitely kind of collects together some things that you know, if you go on a kind of train of thought, your brain collects things together in groups, and that's how you memorize things. Maybe that's what it's trying to... Am I trapped here now? Maybe that's what it's trying to represent, possibly? Oh, so this is a maze. If this is a drug trip, it's much tamer than a lot of the non-drug trip games that I have encountered. Things like, oh, Untitled by Porpentine. Things that just throw non sequiturs at you. Like, there's a section in that where you're talking to an old lady and suddenly she just starts saying oil over and over again. But this is far more abstract, and in a much calmer way than that. It's not an unpleasant place to be in, and I think the art direction in this compared to Untitled is obviously much more concentrated on collecting together items and colours that work together, as opposed to just being a completely dissonant mass of weird stuff going on. I'm not entirely sure what to make, but this is a maze, and as mazes do, they get you lost. So I'm gonna have to do a bit of backtracking here. I quite like the music. I know it's got some kind of weird crunchy, not crunchy, but synthy saw wave instruments in the back of it. But I actually really like it. It's not... It possibly is supposed to be like unpleasant in some kind of slightly abrasive way, but I don't know. I really like it. I think it's quite nice and on the slightly more... Well, I probably should go in this direction. In the slightly more energetic side of ambient music, so possibly that's what it's trying to do. And I know the music in the other areas was similar and also very nice. And now I am lost in a maze. Hopefully there will be something at the end of this one. If there isn't, I'm going to end it. But if there is, I'm going to keep going. Ah, yes! More things. Oh, is that like a representation of this maze? Is that what this maze looks like? Maybe. That is not impossible, so I'm going to collect that instead of going back into the maze, which was my first thought. I was like, oh, maybe there's more to explore. But this game doesn't seem to be about finding lots of things. It seems to be more about having a really nicely designed open space. Oh, I just went straight through the door there. So if you're interested... Oh, it's one of those. It's like in Zelda where the flames come up and try to kill you as you're going around. It's a very nice trellis fence, though. Oh, okay. This bit kind of reminds me of Cairo, actually. There's another exploration game in which you go around some really nicely designed places and do some very simple but very interesting... Oh, no, not that way. Some very interesting puzzles, and one of the puzzles is very much this, where it's an invisible maze and it just kind of guides you around just before you bump your nose on the walls. So if you're interested in this, then maybe take a look at Cairo. So if this is your kind of game, and if you have any insight into what maybe it could be about, because as I said, I have no clue. I know that maybe these symbols are representative of the areas they've been to, but I don't know. Maybe we can have a conversation about it in the comments. So thank you everyone for watching. If you have enjoyed my video, then give it a thumbs up, and if you want to discover more cool, free, weird and interesting indie games, then subscribe for daily videos. And until next time, don't let the TVs run away from you.